Yo, guys, welcome back into to Rover Sports. I wanted to talk about Daniel Boone Jones, DBJ. Um, Try to get the hair looking decently good. What a win tonight, guys. We've been through so much as New York Giants fans, and to see this come to fruition today, and to see the Giants get this win in the third quarter, when it was 28-10 at half. I was thinking that we were going to pack up camp, and that James Betcher and that Pat Shermer and all those different guys, I thought that we were in for a world of hurt. And I was so offended and sad at the defense, at the effort of the defense. I didn't like what we were doing at all defensively. I'm giving up so many big plays. Our effort was good in the first half. We just took that to another level in the second half. And the thing that I saw from the defense was, one, Ryan Connolly was forced to play because Alec Ogletree got hurt. So Connolly kind of got in a rhythm. And he made a big interception on Jameis Winston, which proved crucial in the game. Also, the New York Giants, defensively, Marcus Golden has like 3 sacks on the year. He's chasing people down. Dexter Lawrence is really playing tough football on the interior, and he has some swag to him now. Like this defense has swag. They're getting in people's faces. Like I'm liking it. They're talking smack and not doing anything physical, but they're just has a little edge and nasty to them. And there's just a little edge, even with Sterling Shepard dancing a little bit. Like, it's just swag, and it's not just swag, but it's also it's giving your team kind of an emotional boost, so to say. This team is getting an emotional boost, and listen, I'm pumped. I'm pumped for this team. Second half, we came out, and it's all about really the juice, and the juice was flowing with James Betcher. The linebackers were hitting harder. The assignments were there. DeAndre Baker wasn't getting burned as much. Grant Hanley was in great spots all day long. The linebackers, we were stuffing the run so well in the second half, doing that really well. There's only 2 parts to defense, and stuffing the run, we're getting very good at that. Now, guarding against the tight end is a chore, especially when it's O.J. Howard. But our pass rush is getting there. A lot of coverage sacks. I want the 4 guys to generate more pressure, especially from the interior, straight up the gut. But listen, the X-Man is coming in there, and I think he got a sack. And the great news is we see the X-Man making plays. We see Connolly get that interception, a 5th-round pick. We see DeAndre Baker actually showing signs of life, that he can actually be pretty good. He could be okay. And that's what's so exciting, is that all these young pups are finally coming to the forefront. Daniel Jones hitting Darius Slayton. It's like now the Gettleman plan is in motion. The Reese guys are gone, and it's Gettleman ship, and he's driving the bus. And if you're not a Gettleman guy, you're off of the bus. And man, it feels good to be a Giants fan. Man, it feels good. This kid, Danny Jones, Danny freaking Jones. Him running it in for the 1-yard touchdown, crowd going absolutely wild in Tampa, the Giants faithful all partying their asses off in Tampa. What an exceptional job. This is an 0-2 team. 0-2, and losing in ways that are just incredibly difficult and bitter losses to the Bills and the Cowboys. And yet they go down to Tampa, Florida, and they pack that John with Giants fans. How beautiful is that? We got to give a round of applause to our brothers and our sisters in blue that went down to Tampa, Florida to do their job, which was being a great Giants fan. And that's what it's all about, baby. This win, we've just been in a rut of misery, And this win was so hard to come by. I hope that the Redskins game next week is not as hard. We can win in a conventional way, maybe by a couple of scores or, get a defensive stop. The key is defense. Danny Jones in this offense, I got to give Shermer a lot of credit because with Eli Manning, it would have been 34-17. Their pass rush was outstanding, Tampa Bay, and Daniel Jones stood in there and he got whacked so many times by Carl Nassib and Shaq Barrett. It was a clinic of toughness. And Pat Shermer said this in his presser. He said that the New York Giants, he'd rather take tough guys. He'd rather be around tough guys than smart guys. And so far, I'm liking that we're bringing in tough guys. And you know what the definition that I mean by tough? The definition of tough is when is when like you're DeAndre Baker, you're getting burned a lot. People are getting angry at you on the sideline. Fans are getting pissed off at you. But you still go out there and you still go into that uncomfort zone and you still go back and perform your job and be there for your teammates. What's being tough is on 3rd and 2, stuffing the run, holding off a would-be first down by getting guys to the ground. Tough is Daniel Jones standing in the pocket, getting absolutely drilled, and then coming right back up because he physically got the crap beat out of him, but then he's coming back up. That's why Shermer loves him, because he's tough, because he'll take hits and keep coming back up. Now, I know Andrew Luck took a lot of hits, but maybe Daniel Jones is wired differently than Andrew Luck. I just fought the game for a Giants fan to come back from 18 down. Without that Ingram play, it wouldn't have sparked the game. I mean, that game was so close to being over, but the Giants defense then fed off of the offense. Daniel Jones in this spot, he showed mobility that Eli Manning would not have shown. Eli Manning would have gotten sacked. He would have kneeled on the ground at the closest coming pressure. There would have been 5 strip sack fumbles, and the Giants wouldn't have scored at all. It was all Daniel Jones, all improvisational. He stands in the pocket. He's so tall. He's 6'5". He sees over everything, puts great touch on the deep ball, reads the field really well, very mature decision making. And this kid's a tall athlete. He's a huge guy. He's going to put on even more muscle, so it's going to be harder to even get a good lick in on Daniel Jones because he's a tank. He's built like a tank. And this kid is just I think that Gettleman found a real unbelievable quarterback because they clearly saw how skills that he had in college could translate to the NFL. And they're getting rid of his happy feet tendencies, and he's hanging in the pocket, showing great pocket discipline, which Baker Mayfield has completely lost all pocket discipline. He's fading off. He's doing horrible stuff now. And for this Giants team now, just to get a win under their belt, the defense just played with that edge in the second half that needed to be there. It was all about heart. It was all about swag. It's all about dancing, sack dancing, having fun. A lot of it, as corny as that sounds, about having fun with your team. And in the second half, we let it rip. We let it ride. James Betcher on the sidelines, getting into the game, getting fired up. We weren't afraid about making mistakes. We were going out there with intention to really hit them freaking hard. And we were playing nasty and playing fast. And that's the only way to play good defense in this league. You only get 16 times to do it. And in this second half, we emptied the tank. And as a fan, I wanted this to be a win just because of how much our team emptied the tank. And going to Daniel Jones, doing the fake reverses, doing the play-action bootlegs, getting him on the move, all of that mobility that Daniel Jones has, all of those things are what makes DBJ such a great player for this franchise, and it's what makes this win today possible. Is this defense fed off of the offense of Daniel Jones. But the defense was back. The nasty is starting to get back. I want Giants teams to go into opposing people's stadiums. Hopefully we can outnumber them again. And what I want to do is after a sack or a big play, like I want to flex on them a little bit, get that swagger back in the New York Giants' favor. Really have guys that can go out, make big-time plays, and really show a lot of enthusiasm on the sideline. Even if they miss a tackle, I want the sideline to be absolutely amped, at every possible play. And the way our team today was communicating in the second half, the way the team was rallying each other, the chemistry of this team is really special, and it needed to win, because if the Giants did all of that, you had the Jones touchdown, the place going nuts. If Jones wouldn't have walked out with a win today, it wouldn't have the same effect, this rollover effect in the Washington. And this game, I'm not going to say it all would have been for nothing, but this was a huge comeback. And now we'll remember this game for the rest of our lives as the Daniel Jones opening game, as Norwood 2, Scott Norwood 2. We'll remember this game for the rest of our lives as one of the greatest comebacks in Giants history. Because I was ready to write Shermer and Betcher. I was ready to fire them. I was ready to take them to the Newark airport when they got back for their flight, because 0-3, 28-10, the freaking Tampa. I was like, this new quarterback Jones is doing all right, but he's one quarterback, and we'll probably get a better coach in here anyway. Listen, we'll see. Shermer could blow it to Washington, but I'll be patient now. This win from Shermer, he at least has this year. And I want to see some improvement and some W's. I want to see this team start building. That's what's so fun about this young team, is that I want to see this young team start building. I want to see these players start improving and emerging as NFL players and finding out that they can play at this level. And James Betcher is getting more knowledge on what these guys are comfortable with, maybe. Maybe he has been talking to Baker and saying, I'm more comfortable here, I'm more comfortable there. And for Baker, getting a full year in his rookie season under his belt, the more playing experience these guys are getting, these rookies, the more they're getting acclimated to the NFL level. So for Giants fans, it's really encouraging. And of course, the quarterback puts it all together. And Daniel Jones distributing the football, standing in the pocket, rolling out, making great decisions, really attacking the defense down the field vertically, and not being conservative at all, letting that freaking thing fly and show an unbelievable touch. So I think Daniel Jones, I think that this is looking awesome. I was one of the guys that said we Gucci on Daniel Jones, and I can't wait to review this tape. I'm going to do it. I actually am going to do that right now. All right, thanks, guys. Thanks for watching the recap video of today's game. What a game. Norwood right. This game does so much for our perception. It does so much. It gives you so much belief that sometimes good things, lucky breaks, can happen even to the New York Giants.